Navigation in SwiftUI is far from perfect. We've been waiting for a versatile navigation system for years now, and even SwiftUI 4's navigation stack does not provide a simple and all-encompassing API. This madness has to stop. There has to be a better way. And there is. Let me introduce to you the modern way of navigating in SwiftUI. Say hello to Navigation Router. Navigation Router is the most simple way of handling navigation in SwiftUI. It has a clear API and it is really versatile. It includes stack navigation and modal navigation. Also, you can construct deep links, deep pops, and popping back to any view. So let's get started and let's learn how you can use Navigation Router in this video. So you can take a look at Navigation Router at store.rebeloper.com/navigation-router. Go ahead and check it out. It's again store.rebeloper.com/navigation-router. So what I have done here, and yeah, you can take a look at this sales page. It just says it all. Go ahead. It has all code that you want to address inside your navigation. So yeah, feel free to take a look at it. But today we are going to have a hands-on approach. I have already prepared here like a starter project. And what this does, let me just build and run. So we can see that we have basically a root container, and all of the root container basically contains our root view, and we are going to navigate to our destination one view. Let me just resize this real quickly before it just starts off. There we go. And yeah, destination one doesn't do anything because we are going to set this up. So we have 3 destination views, and then we have a sheet root view because we want to present also a sheet with a navigation stack, and that will go to our sheet destination one view. Just one navigation as a stack right over there, and also just an example of modal only destinations. We are going to have 2 modal only full screen cover view, and the other one is the modal only sheet view. Yes, that is what we are going to build out. And of course, stay till the end so you know how to set up also deep links and pops. It's really amazing. Okay, so what do we want to do? Well, first of all, what you have to do is just drag and drop the navigation router into your project. So let me just navigate there. So here we go. If you download the resources, you will find the navigation router. Just drag and drop it. Make sure copy items if needed is true, and create groups, and also add to targets is checked. Again, it's at store.rebeloper.com/navigation-router. Go ahead and check it out. So once we added navigation router, that's all to it. You can expand and take a look at all of the files. But first of all, we want to know how navigation router works. Well, it's actually a router. You have to set up your routes, and then you can navigate to any destination from there. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Let's create our first routes. So what I'm going to do here is just create a new file. Let's just name this routes. Routes. There we go. And yeah, let me just move it all the way to the top. Well, not inside the navigation router, maybe just right over here. And what I'm going to do is just, first of all, let's import SwiftUI, of course, SwiftUI. And then we are going to create a class. It will be called routes. Let me just add that in there, routes. And this has to conform to the routes object. So routes object, this comes from our navigation router. Basically, what we need to create here is some enums and maybe some published variables. This is actually an observable object, the routes object. So you can set it up as an environment object. We're going to get there soon, but for now, let's create our first stack. And let's just have this enum called root stack. It's going to be hashable. It has to be hashable. And we're going to have 3 cases, and that is destination 1. And then I'm going to copy this out because we are going to have destination 2 and 3. There we go. And on destination 2, we are also going to have a title of type string. So we are also going to learn about dependency injection. So I have destination 1, 2, and 3 like really in order, but with the help of this library, you can start with any of them. So you can just start off with destination 3, just jump into destination 1, and then maybe again destination 3, and then destination 2. So it's really versatile. You may choose whatever case you want to. Okay, so that is our root stack. And why did we create this? Well, because we have our root view right over here, and then we are going to move on to destination 1, 2, and then 3. That is our plan for this navigation. So that's why I just set it up right over here. Now, in destination 3, we are going to present a sheet. And well, actually three models. We are going to present a sheet root view that contains actual navigation stack. And for that, we want to create a published variable. So at published var. I'm going to name this is sheet root view active. Okay, equals false. And then here, when I'm going to present this root sheet or sheet as with the root, we are going to navigate. So we want to have another enum, and I'm going to create this as a sheet stack. Okay, again, it's going to be hashable, and here I'm going to have another case as destination 1. Should not be compared to this destination 1. This will be a different one. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it's really versatile with these enums. And finally, I also want to create 2 simple publish variables that will have only presenting modals. So a full screen cover. Let me just move that back. There we go. And then we have published. There we go. And this variable will be is modal only full screen cover view active. So let me just type that out. Okay, so that is a mouthful, and that will be false. And the other one will be, I'm just copying it out, not a full screen cover, but it will be a sheet view. Okay, so we have all of our routes set up. This is what we are going to use in order to make our lives really, really easy. This is custom, so this is for your own app. This has to be a routes object, so we are going to set that up. Okay, so let's just go into the container view. As you can see, we have a navigation stack for now, but we are going to change this. For now, what I want to do, let me just have more space right over here. I want to actually create these routes that we have created. So that will be a private state object, and that will be named routes. Well, actually, I'm initializing it as routes. There we go. We have access to our routes. Now, what about this root view and navigation stack? This is where inside the root container view, you are going to set up all of the cases, all of the destinations for your root view. Now, if you are doing this on a tab-based application, you want to do a root view, root navigation stack, basically, for each and every tab. Now, we are just going to do one, but you can just do that. Also, this applies for a navigation split view. You just had in root navigation stack. It's just simply just like navigation stack. Now, let me just start typing in. So we have root navigation stack. Come on, root navigation stack for the destination with the root. So as you can see, we do have this kind of implementation. Go ahead and check it out. But actually, this is not the preferred one that I want to use and I'm going to show to you. What we are going to do is have a root view. So we have our root view, which is nice. So we want to modify it. And we are going to modify it with the root navigation stack view modifier, root navigation stack. It's this one, just simply root navigation stack 4. And you can see it requires a hashable protocol, which in our case, it's just routes dot root stack dot, and we want to have dot self right over there. Okay, so we know that this is the setup for our root stack. And then if we just go and unfold this destination, we are going to have those hashables. So destination right over there. And let's just go through those destinations, switch destination, and there will be three cases, of course, case dot destination one. Where do we want to go? Where? To destination one view. It's as simple as that. Case destination 2 with a title, and here we are going to create a constant let title. There we go, and we are going to use that for our destination 2 view initializer. We're just going to pass it around, and dependency injection is that simple. Okay, and finally case dot destination 3, we are going to go destination 3 view. And believe it or not, that's it for setting up your destinations. Now, one thing we want to also add in here are the routes as an environment object. So what I'm going to do is, after our root navigation stack view modifier, I'm going to go environment object and routes. So we are just passing that along so we can access that wherever we want to. Now, what I'm going to do is just build and run so we can see that it's actually working. We have our root view. Basically, we don't see anything else. It's still doing nothing, but we didn't break any code. So now it's time to do our first navigation. So here we are under the root view. What do we actually want? Well, we have a button and it has to go to our destination one view. Okay, so how do we do that? Now, the main power of navigation router that we just push and pop, and all of these are like actions. So it's not like a view modifier or a navigation link. You don't have to set up intricate navigation destinations for hash bars, all of that. You already set up the destinations. Now it's time to use them. So I'm going to access two environment objects, private environment object. And the first one is the router, there we go, of type router. Now this comes from navigation router. This is already built in. That's our first environment object. And the second one is, of course, our routes, because those are really custom. So private environment object, routes, and routes. There we go. We have these two environment objects, and that is all we need in our views to navigate. So how do we move on to destination one? Well, we just go router and then dot push. And yeah, we have a lot right over here. What we are going to use is the destination. As you can see, we can also use the completion one. I'm going to talk about completion handlers for this later on when we are going to actually do the deep linking. So we are going to use the destination. As you can see, destination has to be hashable, which is really convenient because we set up our routes dot root stack dot destination one, and that is actually a hashable. So that's it. Voila, it's as easy as it gets. Okay, so of course we are going to talk about the deep link, but we are going to get there soon enough. So let's just build and run and see how this looks like. Believe it or not, it's just as simple as adding that one liner to our button. Of course, we can just go back. This pop and the destination 2 does not work just yet. So let's go on to destination 2. By the way, destination 1 view, so we can move on to destination 2. So as you might expect it is just simply adding in our router. So what I'm going to do is just make this copy and paste it. So we get a little bit, so we are a little bit faster. By the way, you're asking, oh, we didn't use the routes. We are going to use the routes with the deep link. That's why we add it here. And by the way, you should actually use both of them if applicable, because sooner or later you are going to use both of them in your views. In our case, we need only the router. And what do we want to do? Well, we want to go to destination 2 with a certain title. And this is dependency injection. So router dot, again, push a destination, and that is routes, come on, routes dot root stack dot and destination 2 with the title. And let's have this as destination 2 with letters. Okay, and let's just build and run and see if it actually works. Like, do we go? So destination 1, there we go. Destination 2, Yes, and this destination 2, the title is going to be presented as the title of our destination 2 view. Let me just show you where it is. There we go. We have our title. This is where we inject it. Okay, so there is also another button right over here. We want to pop, and that couldn't be easier. We just go router.pop, and that's it. So you don't even have to add in the environment of dismiss. It's just simply going to pop, just like that. We go to destination 2. So what do we have in destination 2? Now we want to move on to destination 3. You already kind of know that, and also you kind of know the pop, but there is one other button right over here, and that is pop last 2. Now this is amazing because right out of the box, this isn't supported in SwiftUI, just a simple pop, meaning dismiss. Okay, let's guys go into destination 2 view and let's see what we got here. Well, first of all, we want to again grab our router. So I'm just going to copy it out and paste it right over there, just like that. And then let's just push destination 3. So router dot push destination. So that is our routes. There we go, dot root stack dot and destination 3. As you can see, it's auto-completing. It's really, really amazing. For the pop, you already saw that, router dot pop. Okay, and then pop the last 2, where we just go router dot pop. And if you were paying attention, we have this type with the completion. And let's just use that, so pop. And then you just go dot. And there are options here. You can pop 1, which is the default value. That's what were using previously. And then we can just use the last, just use that, the last 2. So that is what's going to pop the last 2 views from your stack. So destination 1, destination 2, let's just pop last 2. Voila, it's really, really great. Let's just check also the pop. It does its thing, and also moving to destination 3. And yes, this is our final destination 3 view. We have pop and all of that. Let's just go through them. So let's just take a look at the code. We have our pop. Okay, so first of all, we want to import, well, actually we want to add in both of these because we are going to use the routes. You know, the published variables. That's why we need the routes environment. And then we are going to do all of the pops. So let's paste this in there. We have our router, we have our routes. So let's pop. Well, router.pop. Couldn't be simpler. Okay, now pop the last 2. We already saw that, so router.pop. And then we just go the last 2. Okay, now pop to index 1. This is something new, so let's just see that. So we just go pop, and then dot, the dot has to be inside those 2 parentheses, pop to index, and we are going to pop to index 1. Basically, it's the same because, you know, if we pop the last 2, we are going to be presented with the index 1 view on that stack. But yeah, you can just pop to any type of index. And by the way, this is really error prone. If we added pop the last 200 and there isn't any, we are going to pop back to root. Or if we added pop to index -10, it will just show that there isn't any index for -10, of course. So pop to stack root. So let's just go router dot pop and then to stack root. Now this will pop all the way down to the root of our stack. You know, we created our stack, so it's just having these pops all the way. Now let's just test these out, and then we can move on to the sheet. So destination 2, 3, destination. So pop. It's just simple as that. Pop last 2. We are going to go back all the way to destination 1 because we popped 2. Okay. Pop to index 1. Again, we are going to go back to because destination 1 view is at index 1. Let's go and pop to stack root. And that is just going to pop all the way down to our root. Okay, but there's even more. That is for popping, but we can also add sheets and then pop back. So first of all, let's add our sheet. How can we add let's just start off with the modal only and the modal sheet and the full screen cover, because those are kind of the easiest one. And then we are going to take a look at the power horse, the sheet root with the navigation stack. Okay, so first of all, we have let's talk about the modal only full screen cover, for example. And if we take a look at the routes, you remember we created is modal only full screen cover view active. So what we want to do is just make this to true. We could just simply toggle it, but that's not consistent with the API that we already use. So what we are going to do is just go and router dot push, and you see there is one with the destination incomplete, and there's also another one. It says plus more, and if I tap on the right arrow, there is one with the is active. That is a binding boolean, and of course with the completion handlers. So we are going to use this one. It's just asking us for an is active binding of bool, and we are going to use the routes now. Finally, we are going to go $routes, there we go, and then is modal only full screen cover view active, and that's what we are going to push. With this, we are going to present modal only full screen cover, but of course we need to set that up. So we just go all the way down here, with sheets or full screen covers, you always have to set them up. We are going to create a full screen cover, so dot full screen cover, and you already know is presented on dismiss and content. This is coming from SwiftUI, you already know that, but there's a new one, and that is full screen cover is active on dismiss and content. Now, this is something that I have introduced here because we are using published variables, and it seems in SwiftUI 4 that Apple or the SwiftUI team doesn't really like to have these published variables as bindings to our full screen covers or our sheets. So what I have done is just to make it work. So go ahead and check out the code. It's really great. So that's the only difference. We have is active as the binding. So let's use this one. I don't really care about on dismiss for now. So we have is active. Well, actually, let me just show you that we do have that. So is active option, and is active, it's going to be, the active is again $sign routes dot is modal only full screen cover view active. Now, you know why I made that active. Okay, on dismiss, let's just have more space right over here. I'm just going to print out dismissed. Okay, and the content. Now, the content is going to be our modal only, so modal only full screen cover view. And basically, that's it. So let's see that. Let's build and run. And let's go all the way to destination 3, and then modal only full screen cover. There we go. We have our modal only full screen cover. Now there's a pop modal only full screen cover. This is the only button right over here. So let's implement that. We want to pop. So let's just go into our modal only full screen cover view. There's only one button. So what we actually need to do right over here is grab our router and also our routes. So again, let me just go and copy out these two and then paste it over there. And we are going to go router. That's all, every time this is how it's starting, and then just pop. And we are going to pop our is active. So there is the one more and then is active, and then $routes dot the view active. Okay, so let's build and run and see how this actually works. So destination 1, 2, 3, and then modal only full screen cover. Okay, pop. There it is. It's really, really great. Now we just pop that. Let's take a look at the modal only sheet, because with that I will teach you how to deep pop. So it's not deep linking, we are going to deep pop. Okay, so we are going to dismiss that sheet, and we are also going to pop back to root. Okay, so for that, first of all, we need to set up our destination views button right over here. So first of all, we are going to create our push. So push the is active, and that is routes. dot and is model only sheet view active. So this is how we activate it. And by the way, let me just have some more room right over here. And then we are going to use the sheet with the is active. Again, we have is presented by default, but we are going to use the one with is active. And let's just use the on dismiss, why not? And the binding will be $routes dot and then is model only sheet view active. On dismiss, I'm just going to print out dismissed. There we go. Let's see what's going on here. Let's just stop it. And there we go. Why can't I paste it in? Oh, most probably I didn't copy that out. There we go. And for the content, I'm going to use our model only. Where is our sheet view? There we go. We have our model only sheet view. Let's build and run and see how this looks like. And destination 1, 2, 3, and then model only sheet. There we go. We can just slide it down, and there's also a pop to root button. So first of all, I want to make take advantage of the new APIs that comes with these sheets, and I'm going to have a presentation detents dot medium and then dot large. And also I'm going to remove the presentation drag indicator. There we go, a dot, and I'm going to set this to hidden. So this is really flexible, as you can see. Now if I just go all the way up and then present the sheet, this is what we got. It's really nice. Okay, and of course we can just drag this to the large detent style. So let's learn how to pop to root from this model only sheet view. What we want to do is just go and take a look at this pop to root button. It's just a simple button. Of course, we need to have access to all of those two environment objects. So I'm just going to copy them out and then paste them in right over here. And I'm going to do two things. And because I want to wait for them, let's just have, let's just go with the completion handler style first. So we just go and router dot, and I want to pop this sheet. So I just go pop is active, and then that will be our $routes dot is model only sheet view active. And yeah, I didn't choose the completion handler, but you can just add your completion handler right over there. And then I want to go router dot pop, and we are going to, let's just pop to stack root. Okay, let's build and run and see how this works. As you can see, it's a completion handler after our first pop. So there we go, pop only sheet, now pop to root. There we go, it's just dismissed that sheet and we are popping back to root, which is amazing. You know, it's just these 3 lines of code basically. But if you are in an asynchronous environment, you don't really want to use these. So, you know, completion handlers, you want to use async await, and navigation router handles all of that flawlessly. So let's create a task here so we can be in an asynchronous environment. So I'm just going to go await. There we go, await, and then router dot pop, and there we go. We have a pop, and we are going to use, we are going to use that $routes dot is model only sheet view active. Okay, so we waited for that, and after that completes, we are going to also wait for our router dot pop, and then to stack root. And this is much more readable. You have 2 lines of code. Let's build and run and see if it actually did what we wanted to do. Let's just go to destination 3, model only sheet. Now pop to root, dismissing the sheet, and then just going all the way to the root. Okay, so finally, we want to talk about this sheet root view. So we want to present this sheet root view, and then inside that sheet, we actually want to navigate. So what we want to do is just go right over here to this button where we are presenting this sheet root view. And for that, we want to again set these things up. First of all, let's take care of our button action, and that is a router again dot push And we are going to use the one with the isActive and then the $routes dot and isSheetRootViewActive, the final published variable that we haven't used just yet. And for that, I'm going to create another view modifier, and that is called sheet navigation stack. As you can see, we have sheet isActive is presented, but because we want to use them, use this inside a navigation stack, we are going to use this one. So there we go, isActive. So that is $routes dot isSheetRootViewActive. Now for the hashable protocol, if you recall, we created this. So there is routes, there we go, dot, and there's a sheet stack, dot self. For the destination, we are going to have, again, destination, and we just go switch destination. In our case, it's just going to be 1, but of course you want to go and have more. That will be our destination 1. There we go. And it will be our sheet destination 1 view. Okay. And finally, for the root, we are going to have our sheet root view. So sheet root view. Okay, let's see if everything went okay. Of course, you can also add an on dismiss right over here. I just simply didn't have that covered that when I initialized the sheet navigation stack. So let's build and run and see how this looks like. Let's just go destination 2, destination 3, and then sheet root. There we go. We have our this sheet, and we are going to navigate to our destination 1, of course, and then dismissing it. We already have that with the environment object, and we're also learn how to pop that. Okay, so let's take a look at that file finally. So what we need to do is just go into the destination root view. And right over here, we have destination 1. Well, what do you have to have here? We are going to have those two environments again. Environment objects, because we already have this environment for the dismiss. That's what you already saw. But we do need these two. So let's just copy these out. As you can see, this is coming back over and over again. These two environment objects, and then you are ready to go. So destination 1, you already know this. Router dot push a destination, and that will be our routes dot. In this case, it's a sheet stack. It's not, you're not on the root stack right now. We are on the sheet stack dot, and then destination 1. That is how it's going to work. On the pop, again, router dot pop, and not with the completion, just with the pop, simple pop. Okay, let's see these two buttons. Did they work? How can we make sure that it's going to work? Well, we are going to go destination 1. It's doing its thing. Dismiss, we already saw that, and pop. Well, actually, the pop doesn't work. Yes, the pop doesn't work because, yeah, this pop is just going to do with the navigation stack. Good thing that I made this mistake, because now we are going to, this might be an error in, a mistake in your implementation. We're not popping on the stack. We want to pop this sheet. So we are going to pop the $ routes dot isSheetRootViewActive. So let's do that again, and let's double check on the pop button. There we go, destination 3, sheet root, and then just pop that back. It's really, really amazing. Okay, by the way, I would like to have a presentation detent of medium. So you can see that it's also going to work right over here. Let's go back to our sheet root view. Okay, so destination 1 view, what do we want to do here? Well, we want to, dismiss, pop the sheet, and pop to root. Now, for that, we are going to again need those two environment objects. Let's just copy and paste them right over here. And then let's just pop. Now, popping here means that we are popping on the stack. So we are just going to go router.pop, as I did mistakenly previously. But we are also going to pop the sheet. So that is router.pop. And with the isActive, $routes.isSheetRootViewActive, as you saw earlier. So we can also pop this sheet from a destination view. Okay, and then pop to root. Well, I'm going to use the task await. So task Of course, you could just use this with a completion handler if you wish to. I'm going to await. And the router, this time around, I'm going to, first of all, need to pop our, let's see, our $ routes dot isSheetRootView active. So I'm going to dismiss our sheet, and then I'm going to go await router dot pop and to stack root. Okay, so let's see all of these buttons in action. Destination 1, destination 2, destination 3, and sheet root. By the way, yes, I think we mistyped something. Let me just double check. Yes, this will be, let's just see, sheet root view. Yes, so again, a mistake that I made, and good that I made it, because now we are going to learn about it. Inside the destination free view, I just added presentation detents. You know, this actually doesn't work because we are inside the navigation stack and it will just not work. Well, the navigation stack, sheet navigation stack, has presentation detents and presentation drag indicator. And it's right after the is active, so presentation detents. And this is where I'm going to add that. So dot medium, let's add that comma right over here. I'm not going to go into the presentation drag indicator. That's fine. Okay, let's build and run again so we can just test this finally. Destination 1, 2, 3, and sheet root. It's really, really nice. Destination 1, and let's just dismiss. It's just dismissing 1 with the environment. Pop, again, popping back as the stack. Pop the sheet. It's really nice. And then finally, what I want to do is the pop to root. So it's just dismissing it and popping all the way to the root, which is amazing. So of course, you don't really, if you wish to, you don't really have to pop back to root. You can, let's say, pop the last 2. So that is how you deep pop. And finally, this is kind of the cherry on top. Let's learn about the deep linking. And we are going to do that inside our root view. There we go. We have our deep link setup. Of course, this will not be on the on appear. It will be on the on open URL, and then you can just construct your deep link. But for now, I just created this on appear, and also I make sure that you have did present deep link, because on the on appear, whenever you just pop back, it's just going to present that deep link, which is kind of confusing. So yeah, this is how we create our deep link. Basically, this is the most important part, how we do it with a task. So let us do that. We are going to go all the way up. So what I have presented, we are going to present it inside a deep link and with asynchronously. So await. First of all, I want to go router.push, and we are going to push the destination of routes. Destination, yes, routes dot root stack dot destination 1. So now we are at destination 1. I'm going to copy this out so it will be easier to write. Then we are going to go to destination 2 with our title, and let's just name this async deep link. There we go. We have our async deep link, and let's just maybe add an arrow right over there. And then I'm going to go to a destination 3. And on destination 3, I want to present that sheet. So I'm going to type that out. So await router.push. Come on, push. The one with the is active $routes. Now you can see why I needed that environment. Dot is sheet root view active. And finally, I want to go and await dot router.push the destination of routes dot sheet, so root the sheet stack dot and destination 1. I know it's a lot, but now when I build and run, as you can see, no hands there, it will just pop all the way to that sheet destination 1, which is amazing. And of course, I can just let's just pop right over there. Let's just pop back so we can see that the async deep link. If you blinked and missed that, that's there. Now, if I just go back and I tap on destination 2, now it will be destination 2 because the injected value, it's just destination 2, this string, which is really, really awesome. Now, that is navigation router, the way to actually navigate in SwiftUI. Go ahead and check it out. It's at store.rebeloper.com/navigation-router.